Well, for more on all the happenings in the tea space, I'm joined now by Maranda Barnes. She is the co-founder and director of corporate communications and business development at TWGT. Maranda, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Most of India's other teas have already gone high-tech. They've been sold online at auctions for a couple of years now, but Darjeeling growers had initially resisted this move. Why do you think that they've changed their mind? Is there something happening in the tea industry that would make them change their mind?
I think that they are actually motivated by attracting a larger audience. I think they are used to selling their teas to very specific markets, for example, the US, Japan, the UK, France, and they want to broaden the reach, and I think that's what digital can do for them, and I think that's probably what they're looking to do with the new auction house online portal.
If they can broaden their reach, does that mean that prices potentially for Darjeeling are going to start to go up?
They actually already have. I think you might have noticed there's a lot of changes in climate. They've been having very uneven years. It hasn't rained, or it didn't rain in Darjeeling until the end of April, which actually massacred the entire first flush Darjeeling production. So they need to make that up, and they need to strengthen the market because they really don't know what's happening with the climate, and it's very volatile, and they don't know what they're going to be able to sell year on year.
You talk about some of this wacky weather that we've been seeing, because it hasn't just been happening in India. It's been happening in Vietnam, Indonesia as well. Those are also big tea-producing countries. Exactly. Has it also changed the quality of the leaves and then therefore also hurting the price?
That's actually an interesting question, because yes, it will hurt the quality, or it will completely destroy a certain harvest, which is the case, for example, for the first flush in India this year. But what can happen actually is that the following production, or the following harvest, or next year's harvest can be of much, much better quality. So what we pay with higher prices, we can also achieve better quality. So it's, it's not always a bad thing, but obviously for the consistency and for the growers themselves, it's a very risky market for them right now.
I want to talk about the U.S. just for a minute here, because the U.S. has really, the tea consumption there has really started to take off. Back in 1990, this domestic sales were only $2 billion. In 2014, it was $11 billion. I mean, you normally don't think about that in the U.S. because the U.S. tends to be big coffee drinkers. Is that an area that you guys are now closely looking at, whether it be just the U.S. or even the whole of North America?
Actually, we are. We're launching in Canada in October because it's a very big tea drinking market. There is a lot of international immigration, lots of Asian residents there. So we are very excited about launching there. And actually in the U.S., there's a huge, obviously, iced tea drinking, I would say, market. But the specialty tea, the niche teas, that's the niche that's growing at an amazing rate. So those are the white teas, the green teas, the blue teas, the teas that, maybe not be the top of mind teas for your average coffee drinker, but those are the teas that people are starting to get interested in. And in fact, in terms of value, market value, I think the U.S. is number 4 with regards to their consumption of tea in the world today. So yeah, it's a very growing market and very exciting for us.
Yeah, you're right. Down in the south there, that sweet tea, they're big drinkers there of that.
Exactly.
All right, thank you so much, Maranda Barnes, joining us, the co-founder of TWGT. All right, that's going to do it for your business updates.